G'day everyone, Prep Aussie here. I hope you're all well in whatever part of the world you're watching this video. Today is Sunday, the 25th of the 2nd, 2018, and the time here is 09:30 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Well, folks, as you all know, there's plenty going on in the world. Probably too much, to be honest with you. And sadly, all of it is literally downhill. Now, there's an old saying, a prepared mind suffers less anxiety. And I'd say that's probably true for myself, really. I've made certain efforts to make sure that I'm ready for whatever may come. And having said that, I'm not ready for everything. That's impossible. I'm not the military. I'm not the, emergency services. I'm just a single family bloke, if you know what I mean. A single person on my own, trying to build a community to make it better for everyone if I can. So just remember, you can't prepare for everything, but you can prepare to be a little bit better prepared than everybody else. Some you'll be a lot more prepared, other people have more than you. It's as simple as that, really. But the key element there is to make sure that you're prepared. Food, water, transport, and protection, whether it be guns, knives. Like I said, I've got a karate bow, a samurai sword, and an archer's bow. Well, I've got 3 archer's bow, one for me and one for each of my sons. So, someone said recently in one of the posts when I mentioned this that, bows didn't work out too well for the Indians. And I said, my response to that was, yeah, probably, but I know one thing, if I was holding a gun, I would have been shitting myself, worried about a silent, deadly missile coming in and hitting me. Arrows have a very different effect on people's psyche compared to a gun. I don't know why, but even me thinking about getting hit with an arrow sends a chill through me. And that's the way to think about these things. The other thing is to make sure that you've got some barterable goods. Now, certain items will be better for bartering, and certain items won't. For example, female sanitary products, alcohol, scotch, whiskey. I tend not to carry those, and the reason I don't carry those is because they're glass, and I wouldn't want my backpack to smell like a brewery after I smashed the glass. Gold and silver, and money, of course. And the last one is, of course, food. One of the items that I carry in all of my backpacks, funny enough, is female underwear. That may sound strange, but if you're in a bug out situation, a year down the track, for example, stuff like that is a very barterable item, very barterable. And only a woman will understand what I'm trying to say there, but I know that sounds weird, but I keep, each backpack has 10 or so items of female items in it. The main thing to remember there is that, you either want someone's help, and how are you going to get that help? automatically after any big event, people aren't going to be, there'll be a time when it'll be, yeah, let's all do this together. See, that's different. Hang on a sec. Cities, for example, it'll be dog eat dog, literally. And the best thing you can do in a city scenario is get the hell out of a city or a major town. And I mean, get the hell out. Like, if there's more than 100,000 people there or 50,000 people, get the hell out, because it's going to turn into mayhem. Even the people you know are going to turn, unless they're enlightened, of course. But if you're living in a big city, the first thing you do is get in your car, drive whichever way's best for you to get out of that city as soon as you can, and head for a small town. Interesting to note, like I said before, small towns will get together, we'll look after each other, and we'll build a community a lot quicker than outside people. But don't go there with nothing, because they will give you nothing. And you better have a transferable skill to give those people. By that I mean carpentry, bricklaying, farming, anything like that. So my point there is, don't just think you're going to rock up to a country community and say, I'm here, or we're here, all 6 of us are here. What can you do for us? Because they're just going to tell you to keep going. And a little while after any event, 3-6 months, you won't even get to stay there unless you have a really highly transferable skill. So just some food for thought there. Okay, folks, as per usual, my notice is here. This is my Prep Aussie Patreon page. If you can, please donate. Everything helps for me to keep going in this quest to get the Clinton emails, the Clinton Foundation contributions by the Australian government sought and found. This is my PayPal account. My PayPal account is actually doing really well. I've got quite a few people that have offered money now, and that's great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Slingbows Australia, as I said, great stuff. Absolutely great stuff. As I said, I've ordered one of these bad boys here. Can't wait to use it. I'm actually going to film it when I use it and show you guys just how it works. Very, very good stuff, guys. And they also do fishing kits. Sorry, let me show you. So, and they're very reasonably priced, folks, very reasonably priced. A fishing line on it, that cracks me up. Oz Farmers, they've told me to tell you guys that they've run out of their survival kits, emergency foods, and they've got a couple of months wait. You may be able to pre-order from them. I don't know. Give them a call. They may be able to help you. This is the Australian Citizen Electoral Council. Now, these guys have some good stuff on here. And I always try to keep up to date with it, but they are a little bit behind the ball as regards to this one. because the GFC, I think it was 2013, 14, that was held in Brisbane. Sorry, the G20 that was held in Brisbane. It became law in all of the G20 countries, and then it also went to all the other countries, that bank bail-ins were deemed law in every G20 country. You can actually Google it and find it. It's very easy to find. No, sorry, it's actually not. And the reason it's not is because they've taken it off Google, because I did a thing on it a while ago on one of my videos and said to everyone, go on Google and you can find it. Well, they took it off pretty well. They scrubbed it from Google. But, you know, you might find another DuckDuck or whatever engines you've got. They do show it. It was passed as law by all G20 countries for bank bail-ins. Let that sink in a bit. So from I think it was 2013, 2014, you lost all your rights. Every person was counted as a creditor, not a depositor, a creditor. So automatically you lose all your rights in regards to your money. Now, this nonsense about the $250,000 that the Australian government's going to cover you from. Well, okay, there's, I think it's 7 million people, thereabouts, in Australia that pay direct tax. Think about that. That's not many, is it, out of a country of 23 million? So for each person, the Australian government's going to cover $250,000 if they've got that amount. Now, the thing about the bank bail-in is it's up to the government's discretion as to whether they do that. Now, when this GFC hits, it's virtually going to be pandemonium at the beginning. Now, the governments, of course, say everything's okay, don't worry, blah, 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 blah. You're all protected, don't worry about it. Well, the difference is this time, the world's never been in so much debt, ever. This time, the budgets of each country have never been in so much debt, ever. There's nothing they can do anymore. They've pulled every single rabbit out of the hat, except for another one they'll probably come up with between now and then to make it even worse than it was last time. So when you listen to Peter Schiff and, you know, people in that ilk tell you that, you know, Jim Willey, etc., there's nothing got improved from 2018 onwards, 2008 onwards. It's actually gotten worse. The debt wasn't fixed. The finances weren't fixed. The rates got worse, etc., etc. Now, if you've got any common sense and any nous, check his stuff up. It's there. You can read it. You can find it. It's easy. Just spend 2 minutes on the internet. You know, have you noticed lately that they seem to be trumpeting from, you know, big rooftops? Woo! We've got more employment. We've got this. We've got that, etc., etc. This will not work. They're actually telling you that things are getting better. Well, they haven't. They've gotten worse. And the real thing to worry about is inflation, because inflation is going to take off like a rocket. Like a rocket, folks. When the 10-year US bond hits 3%, it's just going to take off. People are just going to dive out of markets and go straight into the bond market. Guaranteed. Why would you stay with interest rates at 1%? when you can get another couple of percent on a 10-year Treasury note, or negative rates. So look, this is coming. And as I said, I kind of think these guys are a little bit left behind on this report, because this, Canberra buckles to the money power on bailings. Well, look, we lost that argument at the G20. It's as simple as that. But like I said, these guys do some good work though. This is the ABC's homepage. For you people who don't know about this guy, this is the most hypocritical moron running around the planet of the earth at the moment. He practiced everything about, gay marriage. He did everything. He could say everything about gay marriage. It was wrong, etc. There's nothing better than a sanctity of marriage. Well, at the same time, he was sleeping with his secretary and eventually got her pregnant. All the time while he's got a wife and 4 children. 4 girls, I believe it is. So there's nothing like a politician's sanctity, so they say. They're just hypocrites, folks. And the mere fact that we let this crap go on, I just want to show you something else down here. Sorry, let me go back up here. Hang on. Australia's slips in Global Corruption Index, ranks as 13th least corrupt nation. It's interesting down here. But in a disturbing trend, the index showed Australia's corruption score had slipped 8 points over the past 6 years, a trend which was described as a notable decrease. Look, apparently New Zealand's number 1, Denmark number 2, Finland 3, Finland and Norway 3, Switzerland 3. You know what makes me sick about this? Is the fact that it's us that lets this crap happen. Why do we let this crap happen, folks? It's down to us to stop this stuff, and we let it go on. We all know what's going on, but we don't do anything to stop it. Nothing. We just go, no, yeah, okay. Barnaby Joyce can do whatever he wants, blah, 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 blah. Joe Hockey can, rent his wife's 2 houses in Canberra and we'll foot the bill, blah, blah, blah. We don't do anything. We just never do anything about these crooks, these absolute crooks. That's all they are, crooks. If you don't know about Joe Hockey, read up about it, folks. His wife bought two houses in Canberra and he rented them from her and we paid for it. Plus we gave him an allowance to do it. Not 1, but 2 houses. We need our heads read. Why we let these criminals get away with this crap is beyond me. And it's all right to sit here and say this crap, but, as I said to you before, we've got to start attacking this stuff for the kids, because we let this go one more generation. Once our generation goes through, what are you going to do for your kids? What are the kids going to be able to do? Nothing. You'll have endemic corruption in this country. It'll just become the norm. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay, Prep. Don't worry about it. It's not all right, folks. We've got to start doing something about it. Burns me up. Literally burns me up. I just wanted to show you this in Zero Hedge. maybe someone can give me, I wasn't going to touch on this, but I just wanted to tell you guys something. There's this big thing in America that the Australian people just let them take our guns. We didn't. That took a whole 2 years. And believe me, there's still guns out there. And if you actually want to read up about it, you can actually still find it. You can still find it. Australia has a very high murder gun rate. Funny enough, mainly shotguns. That seems to be our choice of weapon here, shotguns. But the guns are out there, folks. You know, don't think that we haven't got guns in Australia. We have. Just about every farmer I know has got a gun, if not 2 or 3. And they need them for shooting kangaroos. Well, yeah, okay. What do you need 3 for? We don't have assault rifles. You can have assault rifles, but you've got to jump through some pretty serious hoops to get an assault rifle. You know, I can apply for a gun license today. I may or may not get it. I don't know. But my point being in this regard is this is now starting to smell very bad. Very bad. You seem to have 2 different counties, one that didn't want to do anything and one that went in and didn't even ask, but wasn't even from that county. That's the first bit. The second bit is there was 2 rallies held just after this event, one in Tallahassee and one in Washington, I believe. You know, and thousands of people attended this thing. Man, I can't even organise a birthday party in such a short time. So, is it just me, or does anyone else thought that this was a little bit weird? Like, these guys organised buses, banners, parades, meeting with the president, all in the space of less than a week. And these are school kids. Come on. You know, this was organised beforehand, folks. Somebody actually organised this stuff. You can't organise something that big, that quick. Yeah, you're pissed off and etc., but come on, this is just ridiculous. Literally thousands and thousands of people in less than a week. Come on, you know. And then the Broward County Sheriff, Israel or whatever his name is, slamming people about guns, etc. And it turns out he's got the biggest weaselly bunch of morons running around with badges on them ever. Why did 5 of his blokes stand outside the schoolhouse? 5, not 4, 5. So you got the one that didn't, and then the other 4 as well. So that's 5 of his county sheriffs stood outside. Why? It reeks, absolutely reeks to high heaven. And funny enough, for me, the reason it reeks is because of the marches, because someone had to organise that, and it sure as shit wasn't the kids. There's something wrong there, folks, something very wrong. I'm not saying, by the way, the kids didn't get shot. I'm just saying that there's a whole heap of stuff in the periphery that just, it's been left out in the hot, stinking sun for a couple of weeks and it doesn't smell right. You know, listen to this guy. If you go on Zero Edge, listen to this guy compared to the Broward County Sheriff. The Broward County Sheriff is now going to lose his job. You know, the boss, Israel, he's going to lose his job. If you listen to this guy and then you listen to Israel, he's going to lose his job. and that's good because he is a moron. No two ways about it. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone in regards to thoughts and prayers for my eye. I can tell you what is wrong with my eye. It's not cataract. It's a very common occurrence for a lot of people, but a lot of people would just pass it off as, you know, just getting old or whatever. It's called posterior vitreous detachment. And basically what it is a gel inside my eye, most people's apparently, goes hard. And here's something for you. The eye specialist said only a person of a type A personality will come and get it looked at. And I said, what's that mean? He said, well, a positive person. So there you go. So he said most people will have this, but they will have just passed it off as seeing things in their eye, or, you know, thought they were seeing stuff. Basically, the gel in your eye goes hard and it literally pulls away from the retina, and you just see different things, and your vision goes a bit dark. Like I've still got a spot in front of my eye at the moment, but apparently I'll get used to it. Nice to know. So thanks for all the thoughts and prayers, folks. Much appreciated. Folks, just one last thing before we do prayers. I just wanted to show you this. You might have seen over the years blokes hold up these charts and graphs with Fred written all over them. Well, this is the website you can go to, and they're freely available. I'll show you, for example. You might have seen them on TV, etc. They've got Fred written all over them. This is the intrabank lending rates between banks. And what that means is the amount of loans going between banks. The scary thing is that this has literally dropped off a cliff. This was the height of the crisis, and then it went to there. And this is what I was saying. If you're listening to the people saying everything's fine, well, this is the height of the GFC. This is how far it went down during the GFC. This is where it is now. It's actually down here somewhere now. They're not lending, folks, between each other, because they now know, well, everybody knows, that they won't get their money back if they lend to each other, because some of these banks are insolvent. They're actually insolvent, folks. As I said, once again, this is it. During the peak of 2008, December, remember when it crashed? It went up a bit, 2009. This is where it is now, and it's actually down here somewhere. They're actually not lending between each other because they're worried about losing their banks. They're all insolvent, don't get me wrong, but they're worried about getting ripped off by each other because they're piranhas, folks. Verse of the day. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. And ye shall seek me and find me, when ye shall search for me with all your heart. I'll read it again. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. And ye shall seek me and find me, when ye shall search for me with all your heart. Very good. Okay, folks, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Well, folks, there's not much more I can say about getting prepared, except keep it simple, stupid. You don't need to buy top of the range stuff. If you can afford it, go and buy it. If you can't, go to Salvos, Vinnies, secondhand stores. You'll find all the stuff you want just as good. Believe me. Gumtree in Australia, Craigslist in America. Go to these cut price places, eBay. There's loads of them, and they're very good. You don't have to go pay thousands of dollars. So you can stand next to someone and say, well, this cost me $10,000. Well, mine cost me $5,000, mate. That's my point. Keep it simple, stupid. If you can, go and get some silver necklaces, solid silver necklaces. They're more portable and you can break them down easy. That's just my advice. I do that for myself. The reason I say this is, come and try and get this off me. It's going to hurt a lot to get this off me. You might shoot me, but you still got to get it off me. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, folks, God bless. Prep out.